Hey, just doing an update today. So what are we? We're on the 8th day, so I'm into a new week. Today was just like a normal day, like all the others. I went to the gym for like just a bit over an hour. I have kept my calories down to under. I'm trying to keep them under like the calorie counting app I use on my phone is. I think it's called Calorie Counter. And its symbol is this like little scales thing. So I just that recommended when I put in the fact that I'm trying to lose weight, and like my activity level and my current weight, and when I put in all my stats, it said that in order to lose weight, I need to keep my calories under 1,900. So that's what I've been doing. But yeah, today I kind of want to bring my sister into it because she's been doing the same thing as me. Hannah has been she's been trying to lose weight a lot longer than I have. She's been like getting in shape since sometime last year, but we're both around the mid-70s mark at the moment, and we both want to get under 70 or like 70 or under 70 by the end of this month and sort of go from there. But I left room. Come sit next to me.
Hi.
Yeah, so that's Hannah. So by the end of the month, hopefully we'll both be under 70. So maybe, seeing as I've already explained my situation, Hannah can tell you about yours. Like, just go from the start.
Okay, well, I first started trying to lose weight about mid last year when I got to my heaviest weight. I was at university, and I suppose the structure of my lifestyle had changed since coming out of school, and I wasn't really going to the gym or doing anything anymore, and I got to 82 kilos, which was my heaviest, and I think I just got to a point where I was like, wow, I do not want to put on any more weight, and like, I'm going to really make a change to my lifestyle, start dieting a bit more. And when I say dieting, I mean watching what I eat and changing my lifestyle to a healthy diet instead of not really following a
I don't think
specific
that's totally
diet
true.
pattern.
Like, that's definitely what you're doing now, but I think you've gone through patches.
Yeah, I get like when I first decided it, I would go 3 days or something, and then I would start eating the way I was, or I wouldn't go to the gym for a week or something. But I would just start again, and I suppose each time I got a little bit better at it, and I'd realised things that I was doing that would make me eat the wrong thing, or
like what?
Going to parties and socialising. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, okay, well, if I go to a party, I can eat what I want then. Or if we go out for dinner, I'll eat whatever I want. And then if I did it that night, then the next day I'd be like, oh, well, it doesn't matter if I do it for a couple of days. A good thing I found for me is healthy snacks, because I do like snacking, and especially if I now go out and I'm drinking, and I come home, I'm a person who wants to eat something before they go to bed, and having something healthy there as an alternative to just finding whatever's in the cupboard has really helped me, in that I'll do something like carrot sticks and celery sticks, and I don't mind at all eating those things as an alternative, and it stops me from eating the wrong things and regretting it the next day.
Yeah, like you were saying, when you're tired or when you're drunk or whatever, you're like at your weakest mentally.
Yeah.
So you try not to be tired, and you've actually stopped drinking heaps. Hannah's not drinking that much. I love drinking alcohol, but both of us have gotten really into drinking like mineral water and vodka, which is like a pretty low-cal drink, and it definitely does the job.
It works just as well.
Yeah, so that's fun. Not that I'm like trying to endorse drinking, and I think probably if you can stop drinking, I'm sure that would help lose weight. I'm sure if I could cut out drinking, that would help, but just like put it out there, I'm not a big drinker. I wouldn't even drink once a week. But when I drink, as is the Australian way, I like to drink a lot. But yeah, so your biggest weight was 82 kilograms.
Yeah, and I am now. Well, I've gotten down to my lowest. A few months ago, I got down to 68 kilos. But I think I was still exercising every day. I've actually been quite strict with my exercising, and I enjoy exercising, which really helps. But I went a little bit too hard with my dieting, and I was watching my calories, and I was eating sometimes less than 50% of the recommended daily intake, because I just wanted to see the numbers on the scales go down. But I mean, as soon as I started eating again, I would get to the 68. And as soon as I started eating again, I pretty much put it all back on, like 3 kilos really quickly, because it's just not a sustainable weight. I wasn't losing fat. I was just probably starving myself, and I had an empty stomach. With me, it's a lot of trial and error, and I've never had an eating disorder, and
me either.
Yeah, I do know. I've done health at school and at university, so I'm pretty aware of nutrition, and I know what I need to do. I still count my calories a fair bit, but I make sure that you're eating 3 meals a day, and that I have a lot of protein, and I more now just try to cut out the carbohydrates in my diet, and I don't still eat carbohydrates, but I prefer to have them in the form of like bananas and things like that, rather than pastas and rices. Rice?
And rices.
Rice.
Plural, rices.
Yeah, so substituting has become a big thing for me now, and I quite enjoy it. I don't feel like I'm ever missing out on things. I really like eating salads. Like, I could eat spinach every day, all day. But I'm not actually filling myself up with the carbohydrates that I know that are going to put on weight for me.
One thing that I found interesting, like, recently, like, Hannah pretty much for, like, the last year or something, I'm not even sure if it was, like, how long you've been doing it, but Hannah's been, like, making her own cereals up with, like, nuts and, like, sometimes dried fruit and just the muesli of her choice, which, like, seems like a good thing. Hannah's really fit and really muscly and has gotten to, like, 68 kilos and in a not that sustainable way, but definitely, like, what's your goal weight?
My goal weight is to get to 62 kilos eventually, but if I get to that goal weight, I know that I'm going to have to reduce my muscle mass, because I'm quite heavy because of my muscle, and I put on muscle really quickly. So I need to probably work on my the type of exercise that I'm doing, because I do a lot of cardio, a lot of running, because I knew I was putting on muscle, but my legs are quite big, so I've been researching ways that I can reduce my muscle mass by doing yoga and a few lower intensity weights that hopefully won't that I won't bulk up as quickly, because I won't lose the weight that way. I want leaner muscle.
Yeah. But, like, for me, I'm really bad in that I, like, won't have breakfast. But I never have, and I'm pretty sure I never will, and I don't care. But Hannah's been really good at making herself have breakfast. But, like, I think that it's gotten to the point where having big bowls of muesli every day, and, like, with yogurt, a little bit of yogurt in it, like, no fat yogurt, but still, has, like, probably become a barrier to weight loss. Like, as much as it's, like, good to fuel yourself and fuel your day, it's, like, there's probably a less heavy way of doing it, and all that muesli is, like, I don't know. It'll just be interesting to see as you've stopped having all the muesli, whether or not it makes a difference, and whether you start, like, finding it's easier to lose weight again.
That's what I'm talking about with the dieting and cutting out carbs and things like that. It's all trial and error. I mean, I cut out the pasta and everything, but I said to myself, well, I'll still have muesli in the morning.
Sometimes you would have like 3 big bowls.
Yeah,
of
I
muesli
was
a day.
eating too much.
Because she
I was
decided
saying that I could
mentally-
have muesli,
Yeah.
but having it 3 times a day is really...
Yeah, like
Counteracting
mentally,
the
she
whole-
said in her head, like, I can just tell what it is. It's like, in your head, you're like,
Mm.
muesli's healthy, I'm allowed muesli, and then, like, not have it in moderation.
Mm.
So it's, like, not that healthy anymore when it's not in moderation. But yeah, so, like, just to get the stats on Hannah, Hannah's 172 centimeters tall and currently 74 kilograms. And the ideal, like, you know how I did my ideal, you may not. I did my ideal body weight calculation thing using a website, which I mentioned before, which gives you a whole heap of interesting ones. Like, it tells you the People's Choice ideal weight, and it tells you a few different options. And the ideal weight that I chose to follow for myself was, it was called like other something or other. Anyway, it just came up with one number, and it was just like something to look forward to. And for Hannah's stats, it said that her ideal body weight is 63 kilograms, but her goal weight is 62 kilograms, which I respect. I think that's probably healthy. It would be really hard, I think, to maintain that weight or even get there, but it's like not an unhealthy goal. It'll just be interesting to like see how you do it, actually. And Hannah's body idol is Blake Lively. Which I find interesting. I think they do have similar body types. Blake Lively is a bit taller than Hannah, and she weighs less than Hannah's goal weight. But yeah, I don't know, just like her athletic build.
Yeah, I was going to say she's my body idol because she's got an athletic body shape, which I don't think it's realistic for me to ever have a body idol that has a really
like petite
hourglass figure, when I know that it's not possible for me to
have
change
like more straight up and down,
the size of my bone.
Muscular and broad-shouldered. I might get Hannah in another video, like just to keep things interesting, because we're both doing this together. We've got like a little chart on the fridge which I made up, like a graph that's like tracking us. So it's like a bit of a race, a bit of a competition. I don't know whether I mentioned this before Hannah came in, but today I weigh 75 kilos. I'm definitely not like jumping up and down and celebrating, because I've weighed 75 kilograms before this month, and then I went back up to 76. So it's like I've got 2 days, because by the 10th, I don't know if you're following my checkpoints, because I've got checkpoints.
I just look at the chart and I'm just saying I want to be
Yeah,
below
well,
what she is.
Yeah, but you're already on 74, but my first checkpoint is 74 by the 10th. And
okay.
I'm like 1 kilo off that technically, but like I'm gonna have to really like watch my eating and keep going to the gym if I'm gonna like sustainably like be 74 or less by the 10th. I think I can still do it, but I have to be careful. Like, no 2 slices of bread with butter on them after dinner. That's what I did last night. Really annoyed at myself.
That's another thing, having support from another person, which I'm lucky that I'm living with my sister and that we're both doing this. It really helps, and being surrounded by people, and I mean, you're not going to go and change your friends or something, but people who are trying to live healthy lifestyles makes a big difference with you trying to live a healthy lifestyle, because I mean, having temptations around you is always going to happen, but having other people who aren't going to push them in your face and try and force you to eat the wrong thing because they're eating the wrong thing makes a big difference. So, yeah, it's really, really helpful having support from another person. And
it's pretty good.
It's
like,
all
we're
makes
supporting
the
each other
journey
and like
or the whole thing a lot easier.
keeping each other in check as much as possible. Which, like, I feel badly because we've been living together since November last year, but only this month have I, like, gotten to the point where I'm like, shit, I weigh 77 kilos, it's time to, like, actually do something. So, like, Hannah's been doing this since halfway through last year, so I'm, like, only decided to get serious this month. But I'm here now.
It's all good.
Yeah. Okay, well, In honor of Hannah's body idol, I'm going to end with some sexy photos of Blake Lively.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. We'll check in tomorrow.
Alright, see ya.